Hi, Hyunmee.
Hello, hi.
Thank you so much for helping me with my project.
You're welcome. I'm happy to answer or interviewing this.
Did you know that NASA's planning to send people back to the moon in 2024?
Yes, I read the article a few days ago, actually.
Oh, where did you read it?
There is one guy, Korean American. He chose among the 13 people who go to the NASA. So it was in the Korean newspapers. I read about him, and then I was very interesting about his background. He was Navy, went to Iraq, and then he had a 1,000 combat. And then after the Iraq war, he went to medical school in Harvard.
Okay.
And he is physician, and then he applied for that, and he passed the final physical, physical exercise, I don't know, physical test, I think. So he is one of the member among the 13 to go to moon, I think.
Wow, so one of the 13 astronauts.
Yes.
That
He's one of them.
last Friday, I think it's the Friday before last,
Yes,
they
yes,
graduated.
yes,
And
yes.
he was a Korean American.
Yes.
And this is how you learned about it.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
He could be like the first person that walks on the moon in the 21st century.
I guess so. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So what do you think about it?
I think it's very cool, and then I'm also very interested about geology.
Oh,
Actually, I
geology,
study
okay.
geology, and we
Oh,
are
you
joking.
have a degree in geology?
Yes, and then we are sometimes in the lab we are joking about we actually learn out of the rock from the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get more to study more. So
Yeah.
I know there is what I know is NASA did not plan to go back to moon anymore for a long time because there was not much scientific interest in the moon. But finally, we need to go back to the moon right now. So I'm very excited, and then I hope that 13 astronauts can get many rocks, also many new graves of moon. I don't know, and then also there is a lot of rumor about the fake of 1960 was supposed to the moon arrival. You know, there is a story like kind of.
Oh, which one?
A story about there is the moon's arrival in 1966
Oh,
was a
1969.
fake. 69
Oh,
was
were
fake.
they?
Yes.
Oh, yes, about
But
a
it's a lot of
I
just,
know.
yeah. So now it's time to truly prove it. you
Yeah,
know?
we go there
There
and
are-
see the foot tracks.
Yes. So there are many interesting. And then 13 people also is, I think it's not much. Many people go there this time than the before. They're also very exciting, isn't it? It's 13 astronauts a lot.
And plus the existing astronauts too, they're just the new ones.
Yes.
There's like, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 astronauts actually.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I think.
You're the first geologist I've interviewed.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Do you ever go out into the field and actually look at like
Rocks?
geologic rocks and
Yes,
stuff?
that's so. If you are enrolled in geology department, you
Uh-huh.
have to go to the field trip and then to act rock and study rocks.
Uh-huh.
That's essential. You cannot avoid that.
So, do you think we should send a geologist to the moon?
Yes, of course. But it's not necessary. But it'll be nice if you see the shape of the morphology of the moon. And right now, honestly, we know as many about the moon. With the distance by many different ways, study rocks or. Looking at it, may astronaut, and then see the pattern, and you can interpret it to what you have. But if if it's a far away observation, also it's closer observation, it's different. If you go there, and you can find out more detail. But the problem is we cannot stay long in the moon. So usually fieldwork needs a lot of time to spend. That's the one critical part. So cannot, but still, singing in detail some the morphology of the shape, the surface. That's very important, I think. So.
When you're doing the field research, how often do you go out there with one idea, but then you see something and that makes you change your mind and you go a completely different direction?
it's not 1 or 2 day. Maybe you can get inspiration one day, but the kind of practice need a lot of times. You have to measure rock and sitting there and then look at it, and then also bring the rocks, test it, and do in the lab work. There's many different kinds. But if it's a field geologist, sometimes some geologists spend like years. It
They
depends
need
on
to spend some time, you're saying.
Yes. So there's many different kinds of geologists. You study only sedimentary rocks, which made by water. Some geologists more interesting deformed mountain, and then he have to walk a lot. But there's 2 geologists, as I mentioned, 1 sedimentologist, 1 structural geologist.
Structural geologist, sedimentologist.
Yes, sedimentologist looking at one side and then just measuring of how water made the shape of the rocks like
Wow.
this. But structural geologists, you have to go to many mountains over and over and then look big view how they deformed.
Huh.
Or sometimes close up in the even those small rocks, you can have the deformed form, then you can bring it and then study it or in the inside. And then they actually, as a structural geologist, they measure the strike and dip, so direction of rocks, how they change it. And
Okay.
and then plot it, and then you can figure out first time before the deform, what direction was, and then why they deformed, how they deformed, what was the process, how this mountain formed, by when. That's the geologists are studying. Yes.
But the moon doesn't have the same. It doesn't have an atmosphere. And,
Yes.
it has
Doesn't have air, right?
Doesn't have air. It has very fine dust and.
Yes.
So I mean, it's likely this is like a whole new field of geology that.
Right. But
processes.
still, there is rocks made by wind, alien rocks. So sometimes it doesn't have the cloud like any wind, but then I think there is certain pattern of some movement, so some shapes. So still, there is the deformations make a different structure of rocks.
Okay.
You can study. I don't know how long they stay a long time, but I think it do it. But actually more geologists, they bring the rock and then age them. I mean, test the age, so how old they are and what kind of component it has. That kind of thing is more popular if we have to study moon. I think.
Wow, I wonder how they're going to age as, I guess, carbon dating, right? It's like
carbon is very young. So these days so there's many different the minerals you can date the age of the planet. So one of the carbon is kind of a young age dating method. Like you go to the Arctic and then get the ice pipe, and then get a dating from the ice. That one is carbon dating kind of thing. So it's go
Okay.
to like less than 100,000, about 100,000 years.
But
ago.
not beyond that.
But Earth is it's like 35 million years old rock is the oldest one we found in the Earth.
35 million.
Not million. I'm sorry. 5 billion.
Billion years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So of course, moon is younger than the Earth, but we dated by mineral zircon, called zircon. Zircon.
Oh, zircon.
Zircon, yes.
Zircon?
Yes.
Is it like a type of mineral?
Yes, zircon.
Okay.
It can be also like a fake diamond. You haven't heard about the zircon? By
like,
sound, just write zircon.
Like zirconian, I've heard.
Zircon, yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes,
is that
yes.
it? Okay.
There's one we can actually date about the rock ages.
Okay.
So you can date it with different methods. So bring the rocks and find zircon. There is one way, and then also there is a different minerals you can find. So there are many different methods. So
Wow.
yeah.
Sounds like you have an exciting time with
Time,
studying.
yes, so I like geology, so here I am, and then yes.
Well, one last question. Would you go to the moon if you could?
I did not apply yet, but of course it's very exciting. Very exciting things. Get out of the Earth itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if I have chance, but I did not apply yet, so
But at some point, maybe there'll be commercial travel.
commercial. Oh.
And we could just buy a ticket and go.
If I can buy a ticket, yes. If I can come back, the moon is, close enough to come back to the Earth. But I know there's some project going to the Mars. That's you haven't heard about that? People go to Mars.
I have, yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, so some people, especially there is a Spanish guy, not Spanish, Spain or Swiss guy. I forgot the country name and the guy, but he is planned to bring the 3,000 people to go to the Mars and then build the, something place people can stay, and then they will not come back.
Right. I think this is the Mars One project.
Mars One, yes. Uh-huh.
That company actually folded, and that project's over. But SpaceX, is Elon Musk is.
No, it's European people. How the still is going on?
Really?
Yes, yes. So the European guy, I forgot his name, and then they doing. This I heard about it few weeks ago.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I read just newspaper, so
But
thought.
I know Elon Musk and SpaceX is planning to send people to Mars as well and build a city on Mars. And SpaceX is actually built rockets and they're launching satellites. In fact, they just launched a test of their crew vehicle this past Sunday to test the abort abilities, and they might be launching NASA astronauts as early as April to the International Space Station. And they're building this huge, completely reusable rocket in Boca Chica, Texas, called the Starship, that can carry 100 people into space at a time.
Really? Wow.
And it's supposed to be the most powerful rocket ever built, but the cheapest ever launched.
Built, really?
Because it is 100% reusable.
Oh, really? Yeah. I think I read some similar article. It's usually yes.
It's really exciting.
Yes.
I know. Oh, and there's this program called the Commercial Lunar Payload Services Program, where NASA's contracting with companies to send probes to the moon. Instead of doing it themselves, they just contract out these companies and are completely responsible for doing it themselves. And they're going to be launching 2 missions a year. And one of them's in Houston and one of them's in Pittsburgh that's going to be doing it in 2021. Wow. And then there's 13 different companies, which is kind of funny. There's 13 astronauts graduated, 13. 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number,
Yes,
something.
yes. Yeah.
But yeah, it seems to be coming up all the time.
Wow. There's many things going on. Oh, wow.
So many things.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
It
is.
is.
I'm just growing up watching many science fiction movies, and then we are not quite like Star Wars, but I'm thinking we are going closer,
Who knows what 500 years would be like?
500, yes, 500. I think people can stabilize in Mars. I guess it's maybe, but it's sad. We have to. I don't know. How can we fast travel Earth to the Mars? It's and after 500, how fast we can go to the Mars? Yes.
6 months is a long time. You're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. How to make it quicker?
After you mentioned after 500 years later, maybe we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it's the going out of Earth, going to space. It will be very easy. But at the same time, I don't know. You know that anyhow, our fate. If you look at the whole the scientific movie about the Earth's fate. It's very dark, isn't it? Every movie is very dark. It makes sense because.
But it could be exciting too.
It's exciting too, but it's so I thought why science fiction movie always doomed, and then in the Earth every junk, even those Star Wars movie recently I watched.
I know.
That age Earth in the full of junk,
But
so,
I mean, even if you look at the news. There's so many good things that happen every day,
right.
but they never make the news. Only the bad stuff makes the news.
I thought maybe right. You're right, but I was thinking different way because anyhow, it's solar system. Go to the photo. Solar system, sun gonna go die. then anyhow, this human being cannot survive without light.
Yes.
Maybe we have to travel. We have to move to the different sun, a near different sun.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why anyway, they're thinking fate of Earth. Anyway, we have to throw away in eventually when sun dies. That's the maybe movie comes from, like doom and then.
And
But,
it's going to take a long time to develop that capability.
Right.
And it'd be good to, you know, how they say you have to learn to crawl before you walk. You have to learn to walk before you run.
Yeah.
You know, if we can't make it from here to the moon, we're not going to be able to make it from here to the stars. So
That's
it's kind of
true.
like little baby steps.
Yeah. If you're thinking more near future is more exciting rather than the far from future, isn't it? That's about.
Yeah, with the sun getting big and
Sun
you
get-
know,
no, sun is
taking
gonna
the
die.
taking well before that I think it expands and
The universe
absorbs
is-
the Earth, and then it collapses into
It's black hole.
like a brown dwarf or
Yes,
something,
yeah.
or a white dwarf, or anyway. That's
Yes,
for-
that's black hole.
But even if it didn't do that, we should still explore this amazing universe that we have.
Yeah.
You know, go out there and
Yes,
learn
yes,
about
yes,
it and
yes.
see.
And the technology will be much advanced, and then we can easily travel all over universe.
Yes.
And hoping
Well, thank you
that
very
day,
much.
yes, hoping that day is close, and then fighting for the everything.
Hoping.